Hello, this is a video to say the fact I do not read makes me extremely depressed. Also, I keep switching from dressing like a girl to dressing like a boy because I can't figure out if it's dangerous to dress like a woman or not, and if I'm gonna be like in danger from doing that. I can't seem to figure that out. It's very hard to understand. It's not very hard for me to understand anymore because I'm essentially just a woman all the time. But I dress like a boy because I'm afraid of people like beating me up and shit. That's essentially why I dress like a boy. But essentially, I get very depressed by the fact that I don't read. The fact that I don't read makes me very, very depressed because I want to read, books on like I want to read books on like novels, nonfiction, philosophy, and I want to study chess, and I can't do those things, and the reason I can't do those things is because of my addictions. So it's like I'm actually a very intellectual person, but I have addictions that prevent me from being productive in any kind of way. I have so many areas of interest, like computer science interests me, and it's like when you have this many interests, you can't really pursue them all at once. So I said, all right, just focus on one book at a time is really the best way to go about it. Find a book that you want to read and read one book at a time. Right now, I have two books from the library in my room, but this is what I do. I'll get a book from the library get a book from the library, bring it to my room, and then I don't read it, and then I return it to the library. Like that's what happens because of my addictions. Let me explain what I'm addicted to. I'm addicted to coffee, cigarettes, and sex. So I'm addicted to three things. What I do is I smoke 20 cigarettes a day. I drink 20 cups of coffee a day, and I fap once a day to hentai. It's that simple. It's very simple. But it's like that shit is preventing me from being productive in any kind of way. And I'm being trying to be mature about this. It's preventing me from being productive in any kind of way. I'm supposed to read as many books as I possibly can. I'm supposed to be reading I have the power to read for like hours at a time, but the fact that I'm smoking so often, I just end up rotting in my bed all day, and I'm not very productive in any kind of way. I just rot in my bed 24/7. I've had this Quran for a year. I'm only like 2/3 of the way done with it. There's like a third of the book left with this holy Quran I have. I'm not even done reading it yet. And it's like I also another thing that stops me from reading is my philosophizing. So what I do when I speak aloud is philosophize. Usually unless I'm talk well you usually I'm philosophizing with my schizophrenia, philosophizing about who I am and whatnot. Like I believe things that are strange, like I believe Lain Iwakura is Allah, or that Lain Iwakura is Megumin from Konosuba. Just strange things like that humans don't really understand, but I'm also sort of always I'm always like robo tripping. So when you take cough syrup, it makes you robo trip. And I'm 2 years sober now, but I robo trip 24/7 without cough syrup. I'm essentially always robo tripping, for lack of a better word. And it's like because of the fact I'm always robo tripping, like it's another reason it makes it hard for me to focus. I mean, I have a tattoo on my arm that says triple C, which is cough syrup in the pill form. I got that tattoo a long time ago. Also, this is my Pepe the Frog. I call this my BK-chan. Essentially, I believe that I'm a mother because I believe, as who I am, that I'm a mother of three children, and two of them are actually older than me, and one of them is an actual child. And I'm not creeping on nobody. I'm just saying, like, I believe these people are my children, and I just sort of like think about it. I think like, oh my God, Lain Iwakura was a mother, and I just know that for a fact. Like they're just like things that I know usually just they come to me, and I have a whole like the way that I work. You have to understand the reason I philosophize is because the way I work is not just like a blank. Oh, he's thinking about things in a progression, and he's thinking about things logically in a digital progressive fashion, but it's actually a knowing of already knowing things that you already know and considering things later that you might have thought of before and sort of things like that. And it's a whole logic that is very hard for a real life logic that cannot be understood as a mere progression of thoughts, but something that is constantly figuring itself out. So it's like I'm always figuring myself out through my thoughts that I speak aloud through my voice. And as a result of this, it's like with and plus all the addictions, I end up rotting in my bed all day, and I've been rotting in my bed for about 2 years now. But I sort of had to because my physical condition, when I got sober, my physical condition was so fucking bad that like I couldn't do anything but rot in bed, and like my mental condition was bad because I was just coming off of like being raped 40 times, and then 6 months ago I got assaulted by someone and they beat the shit out of me. And that's then for the last 6 months, I've been in deep fear. I've been deeply afraid. And I'm trying to overcome my post traumatic stress disorder. And all of these things are culminating in the fact that it's very hard for me to read. And it's like when I sit down with a book, I can read it. And I can read even hard books. I can read hard books like books on philosophy. As long as the philosophy makes sense to me, it's not difficult or tiresome for me to read it. It's only that it's very dense and it requires a lot of focus. So as a result of this, I'm just never productive hardly at all. I mean, I'm just so tired all the time that I just rot in my bed all day. And sometimes I watch movies like Studio Ghibli movies. I have a very large collection of DVDs, but I only watch like 3 or 4 of them, which are my Studio Ghibli movies. I almost never watch any of my other movies. One of my favorite movies of all time is The Secret of Nim, and I want to buy the book The Secret of Nim and read the book The Secret of Nim. And I also have these 2 books I got from the library. I want to get copies of them for myself, so I asked my father to buy me copies of those. And also, 3 out of 4 of my grandparents are dead. One of my grandparents just died recently, so 3 out of 4 of my grandparents are actually dead. But it's like actually, because of the fact that nobody believes me, but I know that I'm Allah, it actually makes me very happy to know that I can be the God of the people for the people and shit. And it's like I know that I am Allah, so it's like my responsibility that even if people bully me or they bully me or anything like that, like they're bullying someone who they think is a man. They don't know this person is a woman who is Lain Iwakura, who is Allah, the one God. And it's like it's actually really very beautiful that you can say you are this person. And there's even a different way about doing things. For example, if I am like I'm meant to as a woman, I'm meant to actually have sex with men. But if I'm going to have sex with a woman, it's going to be like a more lesbian kind of sex. So there's actually no penetration involved. Just all these non-human things you have to think about and consider. And that's why another reason I make these videos is because they help me do my considering so that I can like explain things better to people.